and welcome back to Always Off Brand. I am your co-host, Summer Jubilier, along with Scott Ohsman.
Good morning, Summer. So nice.
Hi.
Wow. Wow. Hi, Summer.
I know. I'm like, what is this thing? What do I do? I'm so excited to be here.
Nailed the open. You nailed the open like a riding a bike. You just hit it.
Oh, well, my throat is a little catchy. I'm fighting this stupid sinus infection that I've had, but I'm doing so much better. But even while I was saying it, I was like, don't get caught. Don't get caught. So we'll see.
Yeah, I talked to you the other day, and you were traveling from doctor to doctor to see who would give you something to fix it.
Give me some drugs. Why is it so hard? Freaking, I need a dealer. I need an under the table dealer.
You do need a dealer.
It shouldn't be this difficult.
No. On like, the dark web. I mean, is that
can we just talk for 1 second about Sudafed?
Sure.
I know it's controversial.
I mean, I was going to open with where the hell you been, why you've been out for so long. I mean, with Sudafed, we can go all along.
No one cares. Listen, so I don't think I've ever taken Sudafed, and the doctor was like, let's give you an antibiotic and some Sudafed to help relieve the stuff.
Really?
I have never felt more awake in the last 18 months than I do on this drug. And I'm like, give me more.
Sudafed's been around forever.
I've never really taken it, but I feel like a rat. I'm like scratching at the door. Like I'm already looking at my dosage and how much I have left. And I'm like, shit.
Okay,
this isn't going to last the week.
Now I'm concerned.
It took 3 days for me to be like, this is amazing. And the doctor was like, yeah, you have to like give your ID to get the drug. She's like, because people smash it up and snort it. I'm like, wait, it can get better. You're telling me that this miracle drug can get even better?
This is like Mucinex and stuff. You can't go just buy it. You have to.
Mucinex you can buy.
No, there's some shit. You can't, no, there's stuff you got to talk to the pharmacist and it's locked because it's been sold and it's some type of drug.
Maybe up where you live in the hood, but like,
oh my God.
not down here.
Oh, sure.
Speaking of the hood, how's the flooding in your area?
We're good. We're lucky because we're up the hill just enough. But it's not good. They're down in the valley, in the Snohomish Valley. You're
not getting deliveries in DoorDash.
No, you would struggle.
I'd move.
It'd be hard for you. But yeah, the river has run through it. It's like Highway 9's closed, which is a big deal. Again, let's not talk weather and traffic.
Yeah, weather's boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't been around because my husband, interestingly enough, broke his leg, which was really fun. That happened just before Thanksgiving. Yeah, before Unbox. Yeah. I didn't get to go to Unbox because once again, Mom has to step up and be the hero.
Always.
I don't understand why I ever take off the cape.
You don't get to take out. It's true. That's true. It's not right. It's unfortunate. It's not fair.
I do appreciate his handicap pass, though.
Oh, okay.
I do get to use that. And I talk to no. When I'm with him, I use it. I don't use it. No. I don't use it if I'm not with him. But last night, speaking of road rage, pulling into the handicap pass, and here comes this able-bodied person getting their able-bodied children out of the car, and I rolled down the window and I said, that's a handicap spot, because I was pissed.
Did you really?
I couldn't park yeah, and I was like, then I had to figure out how to drop Matt off and then circle and find a spot, and they were just dropping off their kids, and I was like, excuse me.
Yeah, when Erin had her Achilles thing and we had the temporary handicap, it is enlightening in the fact that you figure out actually what services and places they have horrible handicap places or none or few. And then, yes, you see the people. It's like, hey, listen, asshole, the woman has to get in crutches to get in here. What are we doing?
Yes. People are so selfish. One of the things, rest their souls, Toys R Us, they would create they don't have stores anymore. I think they're online.
We went from handicap spaces to Toys R Us.
Toys R Us would have upfront parking. There would be handicap, and then next to that would be pregnant women.
Oh yeah, okay. Yes.
I was like, thank you. Thanks for seeing us, Toys R Us.
That's a good point. I'm sorry they're no longer with us. I think they're back. I think something's
I do too.
Online. They're on the line.
They were my favorite place to go when I had babies.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite places to go is Iowa. Ooh,
tell me more.
And that's where part of the story with our next guest.
I'm eating what you're serving.
I'm trying to transition here.
Just do it.
Just do it. Okay, start the music. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, bring to the YouTube stage. We are on YouTube and always off brand. Shout out to our 71st subscriber. This gentleman, I got to news from the great Brent Peterson, actually, was the intro. And little we know, we're at Palm Springs. He comes up. We had a great conversation. I think this could be the first recording of our show where I'm not inebriated. But he has 25 years of e-commerce experience. He's now the president, the GM of Shopware. Bring it to it, Jason Nyus.
Ooh, that was way better than the first intro. Thanks for having me, folks.
Welcome. Glad to have you. I feel like a dork. I just realized that your background is not real, but it's so lifelike. And now that you tell me this is part of our app, I think I need to update my background.
I got two choices. I got this or comedian.
Oh, why? That's like Sesame Street or like New Kids on the Block.
Are you?
We'll go with Your Mom's House.
Yes, it is cozy.
It is.
Yeah. I wish the fire was on.
Yeah.
I can take a nap on that couch.
Do you play the piano?
No, I have very few talents, Scott.
Okay. Hailing from the great state of Iowa, Jason, how are you today? First of all, thank you. We had a guest kind of bail on us, and I'm reaching out to a bunch of people because I told you when we were at Shoptoberfest, one of the greatest e-com events of all time, I said, we got to get you like on a normal show. Every time I talk to you, I'm 4 beers in, or at Palm Springs, I was like 2 whiskey shots in. And this is getting embarrassing.
Well, it's always an honor to be on a podcast where the invite says someone else's name. So this is a good honor.
Yes, you're John Shea. You're a John Shea who couldn't be with us
the
today.
John Shea note.
Yeah.
No,
I just decided, why change it?
I don't think it was a true thought. I don't think so at all.
I apologize. You really feel important now, don't you? You can't even. I didn't know it. I didn't realize that people paid attention to that. Nice job.
Yeah, thanks.
Well,
so Jason,
nope.
Oh, go ahead. Nope.
We're rusty. We're rusty, Jason. I haven't been on for like 5 weeks. 4 weeks.
I'm schwitzing like a pudding at a picnic right now. My tech problems.
Oy vey. Summer, take your Ollie vitamins. That should perk you right up.
I'm perked.
Oh, all right. I thought you said you were rusty.
I'm rusty. Doesn't mean I'm not awake.
Oh.
I just haven't podcasted for a while. So Scott and I are losing our rhythm, our back and forth. Yeah. I'm going to let you go ahead and open up, Scott. You go with the first question.
You go. You
forgot it, didn't you?
No, but I like it. I think it's better coming from you.
Okay. Well, let's get to it because our listeners are probably wondering what the heck
I'm editing half this shit out. Let's just be honest.
I never trust you. Do not trust.
You know, Jason, I listen to your podcast quite a bit. It's interesting to hear you do edit.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? That gets the bell. That's the first bell.
I mean, Scott, there's never been a better backhanded compliment.
That's why I love this guy. Him and I, it was fantastic. Go ahead, Summer. What's your opening question?
Well, listen, we were chatting before the call and we were talking what should we talk about today? As Scott mentioned earlier, we had a guest cancel last minute. And one of the topics that Jason was willing to chat about is B2B. Yep. And I was stoked to get a little more insight into this because I business to business selling versus business to consumer, business to customer. And I am B2C all the way. And Jason, I would love to get some insight on what you're seeing, what companies and brands should be looking at, because as Scott likes to say, this is a sleeping giant. And I love to find those opportunities for my brands.
Yep. Well, let's do it. So I started off just as a way of kind of building a little bit of credibility on who I am and what I've done.
No. We're enough credibility.
The fact that I'm here should establish that for
Hey,
anyone.
this is the top 5 retail podcast. Do I need to just say that again?
No,
we only bring on the best. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I've been in e-commerce 25 years. I started off at a company called Digital River in the year 2000, right around the .com times. And I kind of saw myself as a B2C guy or an Ecomm guy, and worked with companies like Microsoft and EA Sports and Norton Antivirus and all these great companies trying to go direct to consumer. And I used to have the mindset that B2B wasn't that different and that it should be able to fit in this B2C box. And we even had a lot of success at Digital River working with companies like Adobe with Creative Cloud, selling their SMBs and Autodesk, and kind of taking these companies direct in a business to business use case. But what all those really were was consumer-like transactions, where it's really a kind of a two-party transaction where you have a merchant and a customer and lots and lots and lots of them. And you really create really good kind of workflows and processes for a one-to-one transaction.
Right. A small blip.
Yeah. And they're kind of built to be transactional. And the big difference is, for the most part, the transactions you're doing in retail are almost always with, you may not know who the customer is. And then over time you build a reputation, build a relationship. In B2B, it's almost the opposite. So it's almost a business selling to another business who has to sell to another business. And there's 5 or 6 different parts of the value chain. So it's significantly more complicated. And you probably already do know those customers. You probably do have a relationship with them. It's not a CRM relationship. It's an actual relationship. And so there's all sorts of complexities that fall off of the complexities around how businesses operate.
You've already convinced me it's too hard to do.
It sucks. Yeah, it's really hard.
And then like you, when you were talking about that, you've talked about this before, when a recruiter came and said, hey, we really got this great opportunity with this company called Shopware. And your response was?
Who the hell is Shopware, and why does the world need another commerce platform?
Exactly.
Well, I'd worked with BigCommerce and Adobe Commerce and SAP and Woo and a whole bunch of them. And at the end of my career at Digital River, we were an app inside of everyone else's app store. So payments, fraud, tax, and compliance. And it was traditionally centered in B2C. And during that time, my team was selling with all of those companies into these other large companies. And so I saw how they priced, how they packaged, how they delivered. And when this company out of Germany called me, I literally thought, why does the world need another one? Like, there's so many great systems. And then I started to dig into the complexities that are not solved by these kind of multi-tenant SaaS offerings. So that's why. And so
then you're like, oh, wow, Shopware. You actually have been doing this a little bit. What is Shopware? Explain it, please.
Well, up until about 4 years ago, they were a Germany only, and by Germany only, I mean Switzerland and Austria too, but like the DACH region of Europe, e-commerce platform that is open source, that is built and designed for that market in that region. And just to give you a sense for how dominant they are, about 20% of all e-commerce done in that region is done using this product, Shopware.
Oh, wow.
As a comp, Shopify has about 12 to 13% market share in the United States. So Shopware is almost 2x as Shopify in this market. Now, Germany is a much smaller market than North America, just to be frank.
Yes. I was like, not really apples to apples.
Yeah. So
Brett Peterson said, hey, at Shopware, when he first introduced me, I'm like, what the hell is Shopware? He goes, it's the Shopify of Germany.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's relatively fair?
That's relatively fair. I mean,
well, you could say that 4 or 5 years ago, right? Is that what you're saying? So now we've moved.
Yeah. So Germany is the size of California, just to put things in perspective. So, in terms of the economy. So about 3.5 years ago, they reached out to me. I've been here 3 years since now. And our whole strategy is figuring out what this market needs. And in Europe, we are the Shopify of Germany. That's true. We've got 50, 60,000 merchants. Like, we're that. Yeah. But in this market, they already have a Shopify. So they don't need another one. And so our whole strategy is to create a counterculture. We price different, we package different, we sell different, we partner different. And our solution is designed to solve the complex commerce use cases. So complex for us means the regulated industries where the rules change all the time. So think alcohol, tobacco, firearm, products like Ollie.
Supplements, yeah.
Yep. So we also do a lot of healthcare and government and aerospace, but also B2B, and primarily B2B because ERPs run the way that B2B companies think, and how well you integrate with that ERP and how you can allow it to continue to be the system of record is the critical path for being really good in complex B2B use cases, which we're really good at.
Explain that further. Why would the ERP be so important?
Yeah. So if you're a manufacturer or even a distributor, what happens is 100% of your business runs on that ERP. So the way that you book revenue, the way that you do your resource planning, the way that you deal with your costs, all of those things sit inside of their ERP. So it is the heartbeat at which these businesses operate. These are businesses that are low fault, low defect kind of businesses. Everything has to work perfectly. They give up flexibility for perfection. That's what ERPs do.
Okay.
So when you have a business that say does, and I met with one this week, does $750 million in company revenue, but e-commerce is only 20 today and should be 60. They feel like they're being they're
not getting their fair share of the pie.
Yeah. So 20 million out of 750, you don't get to write your own rules and fit in your own box and kind of do business the way that, say, Shopify would want you to do it. Shopify is amazing, by the way. I think they're the greatest box ever invented for e-commerce. And if you fit in that box, you should buy from them. However, this brand says, the way that I have these ship tos, which is a term in B2B, which kind of allocates who you can sell it to and why and a bunch of rules. It doesn't fit in that box. And so they look at a company like Shopware that says, Shopware is going to try conform to the way my business works. I'm not going to make my business conform to the way Shopify works. That is the fundamental difference in B2B and B2C.
Damn.
I love this.
There you go. So I think about this like just in my tiny brain. I didn't go to Iowa State like you. I went to Arizona State, which
party school. You probably had a great time.
God, I had a great time. Jesus. Whew. God, it was good. Anyway.
Take me back.
Take me back. Totally.
The whole thing is ERPs, huge enterprise ERPs in the manufacturing business who sell, and they might have distributors, they might have a two-step distribution model, they have other business, all these complexities, right? They're sitting there like, hey, whatever e-commerce tool, it doesn't work. And then the ERP company's like, hey, or the Oracle, for example, or if you want to talk about them, right? Or Dynamics from Microsoft. They're like, hey, ERP, big customer, 750 million. Nope, we got e-commerce. No problem. We'll just add that in. We'll give you e-commerce. And the reality was it was shite. A lot of times it just didn't work because it has to be connected to the inventory, to the finance, to all these different pieces and parts. So cataloging is a big problem. So that's what, again, I've been educated on Shopware to come in and go, hey, that's really not a big deal for us, right?
Yeah, well, let's talk about it. So I think the reality of it is all of the ERPs looked at Ecomm and said, okay, this is yet another category that we can build a software product and basically cross-sell it and add on to every deal that we do. And you look back maybe 12, 15 years ago, SAP acquired this business called Hybris, which was an amazing product, built kind of in a similar way to Shopware, built for the complex. And what they found over time is it doesn't behave. The market dynamics in e-commerce are so much more fluid, and it requires the product to continue to evolve. So things
Jason's
like
so many calls right now. Sorry, Jason, you're getting so many calls.
Am I getting? I'll go on.
I mean, this guy's a big deal. I mean, seriously, I didn't get his name right, but he's really important. Go ahead.
Anyway, you're the best. What happens is these markets are really dynamic. And if you think about the last 15 years in e-commerce, we've had things like mobile commerce, social commerce, marketplaces, punch outs. I mean, dealer portals, like all these new innovations that when SAP acquires an asset, they don't like to invest in that much R&D and that much of a dynamic market.
Yeah.
And the same thing is true with Oracle and all these other players. So these e-com platforms are good that the ERPs have, but they're not really designed to be kind of keeping up with the cutting edge and to evolve.
Yeah.
And evidence of that is Oracle owns a business called NetSuite, which is an amazing ERPs for small business and mid-sized businesses. They have a product called NetSuite Commerce. And rumor is they're end-of-lifing it, and they've got 1,000 customers in North America running on this product that they've now decided they no longer want to support.
I love a good rumor.
What's that?
I love a good rumor.
Tell
me more.
Mine aren't as spicy as probably some of the others you've had on the call. But so that's why. So we kind of see this world as the ERP, yes, as the center of truth, but all of the systems that you work with need to be compatible with it and need to continue to allow it to have its power. Because in the B2B world, that is the heartbeat.
Yeah. Why is B2B such a sleeping giant? Why do I always say that? Why do people, it doesn't get the headlines. It's kind of the underbelly of e-commerce, but thanks to you and Shopware and Shoptoberfest and everything else, and in these service providers and the entire ecosystem, the community that you talk about, why is this such, it's ginormous, but it just doesn't get talked to. It's not a headline. It's not sexy. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's, I think 2 to 3x the size of the B2C market, and it's growing at twice the pace. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Seriously.
You're saying I should switch jobs because that's where the money is.
The difference is it is such a different market. And I tell you, there's a couple of things I want to point out. The first is when I was a B2C guy, some are kind of like you are or have been, not guy, obviously, but B2C person. When I was in that world, I believed this myth around the consumerization of B2B. And on its face, people talk about that as in like B2B companies want good experience, which I agree with. It should be elegant. It should be simple. It should be clean. But what the platforms were really saying is we're not going to evolve our product and our architecture to support two-tier distribution and all these custom workflows. We want you to act more consumer-like. And so every single year for e-com platforms, they talk about B2B as a huge investment. But if you pay attention over multiple years, they don't actually revisit that topic with meaningful logos and growth. Okay, so that's point one. Point two, and I'll pick on Shopify. I love Shopify. They're an amazing company. But if they have a $10 million merchant going through their e-com platform for B2C, and they add on payments, they're going to make 15 times more money than they will if they sell that as a B2B deal. So go ahead, get your little noise.
Show me the money.
The margin they charge is less, and their ability to add on payments, which is where they make 75% of their money, doesn't exist. And so for that reason, it's hard and you can make less money. Makes it a very difficult addressable market to actually go penetrate.
Well, yeah, you think about like the product roadmap and you're focused on what can really make money and you're going to invest heavily in this B2B. Like there's just no reason for them to. They also don't need to be everything for everyone.
Exactly right. It's really hard. I tell you, that is a fool's errand to try and be everything for everyone. Yeah. It's a really, really tough game.
It's all, I saw my old agency do it. Didn't work out well.
The thing is, we talk about big CPGs and their catalog weight. Like they just have the SKU, just the pure SKUs alone. I mean, Summer, you deal with this. When you talk to some of these serious, large lighting, let's talk about lighting, hardware. When you talk about these big B2B companies, it's CPG's child's play compared to these guys' catalog. And the problem is these catalog and the pricing and basically how they get orders and get it from point A to point B is insanely complex. Like complex doesn't even do it justice. And understanding that and understanding how to connect the wires and using Shopware to do, there's just, I don't know. I'm new here. but this is when people describe to me, Jason, at the show of what they're doing and how they're doing it, then you have the government, the unregulated or the regulated or whatever you call it, the intricacies of that stuff. And then you talk about countries and you talk about state rules. I mean, holy shit. I literally was like I couldn't, it was unbelievable. My brain could not handle it.
Well, if you talk about lighting and CPG and automotive, there's really two core systems of record in those use cases. One is the ERP, and it's all the reasons you described. All that complexities, ERPs are basically a big rules engine to make companies operate. But the second one is a PIM, product information management. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, the amount of SKUs you have and the amount of change really, really doesn't fit nicely into a kind of shared infrastructure box like a Shopify or some of these other players. And so those are the places we play: regulated industries, large catalog businesses, and B2B.
What makes it different than like a Salsify?
Salsify is a PIM. A PIM, Salsify is amazing. They're a partner. PIMcore is a partner. So in an experience where you want to have a PIM and you have a lot of different channels you're sending your products to, you need a Salsify as an example. So Ollie probably has a Salsify to send their products to Target and to Amazon, all these places. Great. Use it for that. But the Ecomm experience is when you need an interface directly to deal with your, to create your portals, to create your .com sites, all those different use cases.
Got it. That makes sense. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to pick your brain, Jason, on the topic that is on everyone's podcast, AI. So when we come back, we're gonna dive into how AI is changing this industry and what we can expect in 2026 right after this.
Today's show and the entire podcast is always brought to you by Quickfire. You can go to quickfirenow.com and check it out. We are a full integrated digital consumer agency. That's right. We do soup to nuts. Okay. Marketplaces, performance, search, digital, paid social. We do influencer content. We have a great little product photography and lifestyle photography. We do a little light creative here and there. We do everything for you, and we really specialize in small to medium brands because we're all from little small to medium brands. We're all manufacturers, and basically we're more brand than agency. And I can't say that enough because it's so true. There's only 7 of us. We have incredible long-term partner contractors that we work with. And our pricing is simple. It's easy. It's just a flat rate. There's no inflated, percentage of revenue and percentage of spend and all that stuff. We're just simple. We just do the work. That's all we do. We hang out, we have a lot of fun, and we just do the work. And we get stuff done. So check it out, quickfirenow.com, for all your unbelievable digital savvy needs. Just give us a ring. Go to quickfirenow.com. Check us out. You can email info@quickfirenow.com, or you can even email me, Scott, 2 T's, at quickfirenow.com. Now back to the show. We're talking about agentic AI, agentic shopping, and you were a couple months ago. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was a couple months ago. You were a guest on the great Retail Gentic podcast, Scott Wingo, who's been on this show multiple times, not to brag, but he stopped by a couple times. He's once I think he stopped by. But I think this is to describe what agentic AI and why I think it's such a huge thing in B2B and what you guys have taught me. You kind of explain it really well on his podcast right here.
We think about agentic commerce. Agentic commerce is really when a system is smart enough to go across multiple different systems, perform complex tasks, come back, and the job is done. To oversimplify what agentic commerce is. And so Shopware is building a bunch of agents ourselves using our own open source product to demonstrate how agentic commerce can work. But at the same time, we're encouraging people to build out agents as well. So today you might have an app store with a bunch of third-party apps. In the future, there could be a agent store.
Oh, drop the mic right there.
I want an agent store.
I know, me too.
But Summer, you've got an agent store. Your whole life is nothing but agents getting stuff for you.
Yeah.
You in the agent store,
Scott. Ask any working mother. She's got it down.
Summer constantly is like, how do I outsource this? How do I outsource that? Well, maybe now you're going to have your own little agent, Summer's agent store.
All right, there we go. New business. I like it.
Go ahead, Jason. So explain what you were talking. I thought that was a great encapsulation of how you're thinking about this. And everybody on the B2B side, when I was at Shoptoberfest, was like, everybody was like, agentic's going to be bigger in B2B than it is in consumer.
Yeah. So I actually love the analogy of Summer having a bunch of agents already, because I actually think it's true in most of our lives. Not a knock on Summer. It's in my life too. Like Instacart is an agent that effectively goes and does the shopping for me. Now I have to give it a lot of instructions. In the future, you won't. It'll just be a complete rebuy. It'll act more like a subscription in a way. So that's an example of an agent that we kind of live with in our current life.
Yeah.
I actually think agentic commerce in B2B has the potential to be significant, but probably for different reasons than others. Today, sales reps touch probably 95% of companies' revenue at B2B companies. Okay.
Wait, say that 95?
95%. So if you go to like a B2B company and you go to their website, you probably only spend at most 5% of the company's revenue at most comes through Ecomm or some digital channel.
Yeah.
Which means that the remainder comes from other mechanisms, which are largely sales led. Okay.
Yeah. Don't tell me salespeople are going to lose their jobs.
I'm not. I'm actually going to tell you something different. Yeah. The problem, well, so there's 1 million sales reps in North America today, 3 million customer service people. The problem with sales reps is that we have overburdened them so badly with a whole bunch of bureaucracy that they have to go do, that Salesforce publishes some state of sales reports every year. And last year they published a report that said roughly 30% of sales reps' time is spent selling. Okay, 30%. That means that 70% of their time is spent doing things that are not the reason you hired them or how they get paid. Okay, so chasing down invoices, dealing with customer service issues, and all sorts of bureaucracy so that the management gets their perfect reporting. Okay?
Exactly. It's basically telling you where I've done, where I've been. It's activity reports. It's babysitting.
Yeah, it's TPS reports.
It's TPS reports.
This is bringing up some past trauma. Go on.
Yes. I also was a sales rep and also got forced to use CRM. It was Siebel back in the day and Salesforce later. But what happens when we talk about the role of agentic is actually not to eliminate salespeople. Okay. The role of agentic is to figure out a way to look at the inefficient 70% of their time that they're spending doing shit they shouldn't do, but have to for some reason, and figuring out how to use agents to go automate those things for them. Because there's a reason we hire these great salespeople. It's to build relationships. It's to build trust. It's to educate, inspire, all those things. And their job looks completely different. And so in my mind, when we at Shopware are building out agents, we're asking the field, where are you spending your time that doesn't help you close more business? And we're going to create agents to help you do that. Okay. You want some examples? Or at least one?
Yes. I'm excited.
So one example for distributors is a lot of them compete regionally. They might have 3 or 4 states or zip codes that they own and they're able to sell into. However, there are competitors that also kind of serve that same market. And what they generally do is they've got very strict pricing policies around, they want to be a penny more than their or less than their competitor, something like that. Very kind of,
Walmart.
Yeah, well, exactly. So the point of all that is the sales reps today have to go out and they have to kind of monitor the prices of their competitors, and they have to figure out how to use those in quotes and get these prices approved. And there's a whole bunch of manual human middleware through that process. And so we're building an agent that is a price competitor. And basically you tell it what competitors you want to look at. You tell it the SKUs you have or the similar SKU that they have, because, you know, we all play the part number changing game. So you can't price shop, right? So the system is smart enough to understand all of that with those inputs. And every day it goes out at the frequency you want, does that on your behalf, and can automatically either adjust the Ecomm price can adjust your quotes, or can just simply inform you of these dynamics. But it takes something that today is a manual process and turns it into an agent. So the result is not less salespeople. It's that sales reps have the ability to make more money.
Go back to what we used to do. We used to actually go out and meet with the customer. We were actually in the room. Now we're just TPS reporting, and we have to every Friday we have to. I saw this customer. I got this deal, that deal. My close rate is this. Blah 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 blah. So somebody up the chain can justify, their reason for being, which is good. But like, what's the outcome? Are we going to sell more? And the other, just to add on to this, this is, if everybody understood, if you're not in one of these industries, it is shocking to me today in 2025, especially when we live in the Northwest where we're very tech heavy, the amount of ginormous businesses being done that is not direct. It's not direct. It is 2 or 3 steps. They don't call on the end customers. So I have a good friend who works with municipalities of departments of law enforcement. He does not sell to them. He sells to distributors who sell to them.
That's right.
It's remarkable to me. And I always like, well, why don't you just call on the department? Oh no, we can't do that because we're going to piss off the distributor. And then the pricing thing also, you know how much margin is there? It's insanity.
Yep.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Let's talk about that distributor point for a really important second. So everybody always says, cut out the middleman. That middleman, that distributor plays such a vital role and makes such little margin. The average distributor makes between 5 and 7 points of margin. Okay.
Wow.
5 and 7 points. And there's an enormous amount of value they deliver for that small amount. They make it up in volume. That's how they make money.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting about it, again, just to pick on Shopify because their pricing is public and they're a public company. Again, they're amazing. But if you were to buy Shopify's service, you'd pay 2.5 points plus 30 for payments, and you'd pay 40 points for the commerce platform. You're basically paying 300 basis points against a business that only makes 500 basis points. 60% of your margins are gone because you took an Ecomm order. Doesn't work. So the ability to support POs, lines of credit, all those things, and not charge a revenue share. These guys are all OpEx, and they're anti-OpEx expenses and they're pro-CapEx. So you got to play ball the way they want to play.
Yeah, and that's yes. And they're working on small margin because there could be 3 more people eating off that pizza by the time it gets to where it's going.
Well, there is. Not could be. There is.
Exactly. So there's contracts. I mean, this is just fascinating to me. And I thought Amazon Business, I think one of the things they are doing in certain industries, in defense and some other things, letting off their AWS, is they see this business to business margins in these distributors and go, this is nuts. What if you could just buy it from us? We'll cut out all those margins. We'll take and we'll give it to you. So that's led to the umpteen $1 billion Amazon business that gets no love, no talk, no nothing. So let's get back into the agentic side and AI. So you're going to do that. You got this little agent store. Summer and I think we're both like, we're in on this, right?
I'm not afraid of it. Bring it.
Should we just have an always off brand Shopware? Could you guys just make us our little agents? It would
sure. I don't know what it would do. I don't have a funny quip agent yet.
We just need sound effects. That's all.
I need sound effects.
Yiddish. We need a Yiddish. Clearly, we need a Yiddish agent.
We do. We need a constant fact checker for the Yiddish.
Yeah. Next time.
I might be losing that. What other big things do you see initially in the next, I don't know, seasonality as far as holiday, we're obsessed with what happened with Cyber 5 and blah, 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 blah. What are the big things in 26 from your point of view in this whole AI business?
Well, I'll go a little doom and gloom and then I'll come back. But,
I'm here for doom.
One of the things that we're seeing right now is most companies, because of the pressure from their shareholders and boards, are figuring out how to take those efficiencies as part of their planning for 26. Okay.
Yeah.
And you start to see it show up in reduction of headcounts. And I think we're at kind of 2008 level of cuts in the US economy. And I think a lot of that is probably banking on AI playing a big role at driving efficiency. And so where does AI fit in? It fits in on trying to figure out, I've never met an e-commerce person who is able to get through their list of things in a day. They have a lot of blue collar work being done by white collar people. So how does AI fit in? It fits in by taking the people that are at the business to be able to get them to do 2, 3, 4x more with merchandising, mass dynamic personalization, all the things that are going to allow marketing to happen on a more automated way, as opposed to being human driven. So it's a big moment for agencies who make all their money in that environment. What are you going to do? How are you going to pivot to continue to add value and play an important role in the value chain?
Okay, that was the doom and gloom.
That was the doom and gloom. But you can respond to that.
But I mean,
agree with me.
This is what I feel like anytime there's this new industry, think about when e-commerce started. People started losing their retail jobs and retailers went down and there's other jobs being created. It's a cycle and we just have to figure out how to get through it. And one of the ways you keep hearing over and over again, the people that are going to stay and continue to have jobs are ones that are learning how to use AI and adopting it. I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
I think today we're seeing this in some of the bigger companies, and it's a lot of public and this is again normal, Jason, what you're talking about. I think part of this is a little overreactive, right? Because the cost of technology has come down so dramatically because of this. And in boardrooms and everything, I say this all the time, I think there's a small overreaction. A big talk about AI bubble. I think it's more of like a blister, to be honest. I think it's there've been some knee-jerk reactions about I can cut umpteen thousand people and just get this thing to do it. Now they're trying to get the thing to do it, and it's not fully cooked yet to do what they want to do. So now they're going to come back. Is it all? No. What do you think about that? Do you think it's an overreaction? Do you think there is a bubble? Do you think that I'm full of beans?
I'm not smart enough to know if it's a bubble, but I'll tell you what I've seen in my career is almost everything, the pendulum swings way too far one way and way too far the other. And usually the answer is in the middle. And so what I would project is that a lot of companies for their planning are taking the costs out as a way to protect themselves from any potential downside. And then what happens is you put them back, but Summer, to your point, you put them back differently. You put them back in different types of roles. You put them back in different types of investments and growth thesis, and you just modify your investment strategy. And this, I think, is that moment at which companies are giving themselves that optionality by taking the costs out now.
And we sit kind of with the brand and the agencies, and the agencies on your side of the world and the B2B are somewhat different. There's a lot of solution providers. I don't know. The agency world in the B2B is a little bit different to me. Again, I don't know really that much, but only what you've taught me and the people that come to the show have taught me. It's a little bit different. We're sitting here at Quickfire. We're tiny. We're whatever. We are thinking about, okay, because of the day that a brand says, hey, we can do this ourselves for cheaper and faster and better. Yeah. That's a problem. That's always been a problem. But now, because everyone thinks with chit chatty and with whoever, they can just do what we do and no problem. And Zuckerberg wants this. And there's other forces at play against us. But the translator, will we still have a gig, Jason?
I assume so. I mean, I'm probably the easiest one to make AI take my job, but I'm still fighting for it.
Hey, when you bring wit and charm, that can't be replaced.
Oh, that's nice. I'll have to work on those two things.
Is there any other big stories that you want to shout out? Anything that you don't think is understood enough today about what's going on in the world of e-com and B2B?
Well, actually, there's this really interesting trend, and I don't really have a strong point of view on it, but it's related to AI, and it's called people talking about pre-SaaS or pre-AI SaaS, and it's these companies that have provided services, and we use HubSpot. I'm a fan of HubSpot, great company, but people are talking about HubSpot as a pre-AI SaaS, meaning the product does what it does, and it's not really equipped for this next generation. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not a power user, but I'm just using that to prove a point that there's this kind of new narrative that some of the tech bros are using to really describe the old world and the new world.
Wow. I mean, if you market that enough, people will believe it and they'll say, well, that's pre-SaaS. So I don't think that software, that company should be where we move to next. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what social media was built for, was to create a narrative.
Yep.
Yeah. Is the consumer, this is the big question, right? We're gaining adoption on LLMs and everything else on Chit Chat and OpenAI, and Gemini is coming up fast. 800 million, blah, blah. I mean, we saw the numbers, the influence that on decision making, on purchase decisions is growing and was huge. It was bigger than I even thought. But how fast is this mass adoption going to take place? And B2B, typically, this is the juxtaposition. They're usually behind on a lot of stuff, but this seems to be like they're actually faster on the AI.
Well, I think you put your finger on the right trend, which is, from a consumer perspective, we're past the tipping point where people are now using the answer engines more than they're using the search engines as it relates to shopping. So, and Google, by the way, because they've kind of changed the way that they've merchandised AI inside of Google, is really feeding those numbers. But for the first time ever, a lot of our merchants saw traffic from LLMs outpace traffic from Google. And I didn't think I would see that in my lifetime, that Google would be disrupted. Now they're disrupting themselves in a lot of ways, so credit to them.
They are. Yep.
But that's a pretty big paradigm shift. And I can't remember, Scott, you got kids, right?
Yes, older kids, 28.
Older kids. Mine's 11. She would go to ChatGPT or Gemini before she would go to Google.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's interesting though with what are these things called? Like my Alexa and my Google that I talk to. My kids are always saying, "Hey Google, hey Google, hey Google," and they're talking to it. And I'm like, I remember looking at my husband when we got this device 6 years ago, and I think he was at Bing for a minute, and I said, "Bing is screwed," because no one's saying, "Hey Bing." Everyone's saying, "Hey Google, hey Alexa," and you're teaching this to children when they're 3 years old to turn to Google, to turn to Alexa for your answers.
100%. This is a social re-engineering phase that we are currently in. And the next generation is learning behaviors and habits that we didn't have or didn't exist. It's exactly right.
Okay, let's play a very quick name that acronym. Let's play a really quick name that acronym.
I'm terrible at this game.
Summer's favorite game. When we come back, it's going to be a quick one though, Jason. More with you. Thanks so much for coming on. This has been fantastic. We'll be back right after this.
This is Rebecca Corliss, VP of Marketing at Growth Loop, and you're listening to Always Off Brand.
Welcome to Name That Acronym, where we give you the acronym and you tell us what each letter means. It could be lame. It might be entertaining. Here we go.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Jason. Did we play this at Shoptoberfest? I can't remember.
I don't think I've played it with you, but I use them a lot. I use a lot of TRA.
Yeah, a lot of acronyms. Okay, so today's topic, or today's area of expertise for acronyms, is going to be AI. It's going to be agentic. It's going to be all that stuff. Okay, for LLMs and all that kind of thing. So our first one is, let's just start it easy. Okay, NLP, Jason.
Natural language processing. Do I have to buzz in, or do I wait?
I don't know. Hands up, hands off keyboard, Jason. Let's see those fingers.
That is a win for Jason.
I'm sorry, what did it mean?
Jason.
Natural language processing. By the way, how fast do you think I can type?
Okay, this is one I just heard. Let's give Summer a guess. It's G-A-N.
GAN. I have no idea. Going annual net.
There you go. Jason, any guesses? Oh,
well,
hold on.
I know it's two competing networks, and it has generative and network in it, but I can never remember the middle name.
Hold on, let me buzz Summer first, because it's one of my favorite things ever.
It's like generative.
You know what, Jason? God damn it, you're good. It's generative adversarial network.
Adversarial. You had it. You were so close.
That's actually impressive as shit. Okay. This is a weird one also. DPO.
No idea.
Also,
not a
no
fun
idea.
game.
No
I
idea.
hate this game.
I have no idea.
Let's come up with one. I'm going to say the D is for demand.
P is for what?
Optimization.
There you go. Demand planning optimization. There we go. I love it.
Direct preference optimization. You got one word right. That's
how we should play the game. Just trying to get one word out of the letters.
all right. Last one is SFT. SFT. This is LLMs. This is AI acronyms.
I live in this world. How obscure ones are you picking?
I asked Chit Chat. I asked Chit Chatty.
What was it? SFT?
S is in Scotty.
Focused trade.
SFT.
Transactions? Is that the T?
No, but
I think it's probably like supervised.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Bring it home. That first word was right.
Jason. I'm on Jason's team.
I don't know what it would be.
Supervised fine tuning.
Oh, give me this is stupid. I hate this
game. Sucks.
Boo! Boo!
Well, I said it could be lame or it could be entertaining.
Well, way to hedge your bet.
No. All right. Thank you so much for playing. Name that acronym, and I will agree. It's lame. Today it was lame. We'll be back with the wrap up right after this.
This is Judith Levy with The Desire Company, and you are listening to Always Off Brand.
Oh, Summer, we all learned. You learned about the business to the business.
I feel like the first thing I want to say, and I don't like putting myself down, but just really dumb. When he's saying that this is growing 2 to 3x faster and it's more profitable, and I'm like, what am I doing over here on the consumer side? Get me out. Throw me over there.
I when I go to the Shoptoberfest, and thank you, Shopware, it is mind blowing. It's eye opening because you understand this whole different world, this whole different universe that is happening underneath, and we take it for granted. To be honest, we don't know how things work. Really, I don't know how things work. I have a tiny little experience selling wholesale to distributors in the outdoor space and sporting goods space, which is kind of like it. I get a little bit, and back when I was doing it, all this like our order entry, all of a sudden the reps had to do order entry. All of a sudden they were getting bought by bigger companies. So we had the TPS report. We had to, how many calls did you make? What deal makers do you have? All this other bullshit, which took time away from us actually doing what we were hired to do, which is sell.
And we didn't spend too much time on it, but when Jason was talking about, like, you can build these other things, but it will take away from your current product roadmap. And is that the best investment for your company, for a software company? And you look at this other software that is what they do, and they are experts in that space.
Yeah.
There's a reason why brands and companies have multiple agencies and multiple softwares, because you need to go with the one that can supply you with the most accurate, detailed information that's built for your type of business. And I think people dismiss that a lot because it's easier to just have one software.
Yep. But
so far from my experience, when you do that, you're missing out on a lot, and you're creating more headaches than should you just do a few more, what's it called? Not JBPs, but
RFPs.
RFPs. Thank you. Where's that acronym?
Requests for proposal. I'll give that one to you next time. But yes, and the fact is, Shopware, a little known Shopware, it is making hay in this whole regulated industry. It's so many of their customers, because there's just not many options for them. Yeah. Because they got to jump through 75 billion hoops. The woman who used to work for sell booze, just think about selling booze online. Like that is so
every state is different.
And you have to have a system. And then she talked about Europe, and it was incredible. But The reason I know Jason is because I know Brent Peterson. The reason why I know him is because why, Summer?
Because people matter, and you are listening to Always Brand. Please like, please subscribe, please go check us out on YouTube. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Oh, Haley's not here. Toodaloo.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.
Can you hold on 1 second? I'm really hating this chair in the background. Give me a minute.
Oh my God, Summer. You see what I put up with? You see what I live with?
I don't like the blanket location.
Wait, did you bring him back to talk trash?
Of course.
Oh, geez. Hold on. Now the bag's in the way.
No, you go. You gotta go.
I know, but you started. You started it earlier with, and I like the way you started it. The bay to bay.
Oh, the business to the business. Okay, 3, 2.